What a cycling master plan can do is get everybody into the same room so they all understand the same vision for Mykolaiv as a cycling city. So I am back in Mykolaiv on our 4th visit to this city, working with Bikes for Ukraine, but also for the past many months, me and my team in Copenhagen have been developing the cycling master plan for the city of Mykolaiv, transforming the transportation of this city, using the war as an opportunity for positive urban change, mostly because the mayor of this city said, yeah, do that. That would be awesome. So that's what we've been doing, and we're back here to take a deep dive based on all the work we've done in Copenhagen to make sure that everything is as it should be in our strategy, in our plans for a bicycle network for this city. People are returning to this city. There is still the threat of bombing. This city was hammered almost daily. The destruction is still to be seen all around the city. Things are coming back now. It's a beautiful summer's day. People are walking around on a Sunday, promenading down the pedestrian street. You really feel that hope is in the air, that this city will thrive once again. Bicycle infrastructure is an absolute key. The citizens of Mykolaiv are ready for positive urban change. We know this because we have been doing sociological surveys of the citizens here. And we've been asking them about their transportation habits, their perception of traffic. We ask people, do you ride a bike in Mykolaiv? Oh my God, the vast majority says, no way, man, it is crazy here. And it is. Drivers in Ukraine, oh, insane. Then we asked them, would you ride a bike here if it was safe, if there was a protected infrastructure network for bikes? It blew us away. 92.6 said, oh yeah, absolutely, I would do that. A vast majority also said this should be a priority for the mayor and the city administration. This should be on the top of their list as Mykolaiv rises from the ashes. Now is the time for positive urban change, man. Why bikes? It's transport. It is healthy transport. People can literally move around their city more quickly and efficiently, and in the process improve their personal health, which is in the interest of our public health in every country in the world. Also, the thing we hear here in Mykolaiv is the same we hear everywhere. Oh yeah, the shop owners. Yeah, people have to drive. Oh my God. There is absolutely no proof from anywhere in Europe over the past 40, 50, 60 years that that is the case. We know for a fact that if you have best practice bicycle infrastructure, profits go up between 30 and 50% for the shops along that section of street, man. As Mykolaiv starts to rise from the ashes once again, and shop owners are coming back, shops are opening, restaurants, cafes, this is in the interest of a strong economy in this city to put in a network of bike infrastructure. It's the 21st century. Ukraine should lead the way in urban change and use this war as an opportunity to make things better. Let's do it. And I've spoken before about how much potential there is for Mykolaiv, for so many cities in Ukraine, to finally take the bicycle seriously as transport. As it used to be in every city in Ukraine, every city in the world for decades. You've heard me say this quite a few times. The potential here, man, is enormous. The road width is huge. The lane width it's wider than some European countries, man. And it is not a big problem to put in best practice bicycle infrastructure and really not jeopardize so much of their darling car traffic, right? It's gonna hurt some people probably, taking away some parking, making space for people on other transport forms, re-democratizing the urban space in this city, the road space, cycling and public transport, not jeopardizing any of the pedestrian infrastructure, making things also better for pedestrians. It's a car-centric city, all of the space given to motorists and everybody else. Yeah, good luck with getting around the city. Ukraine inherited a lot of the traffic engineering standards from the Soviet Union. Luckily, just a few years ago, they did a bit of a reform. They started to implement some new standards that are more aligned with Europe and not the Soviet Union, and certainly not the United States. Oh my God. So it is now possible to narrow lane widths in cities to something that really makes things a little bit more tighter. And if you have narrower lane widths, it is also safer for everybody. A lot of the infrastructure here is designed by people who simply don't ride a bike. They've never done it before as transport. They don't understand bicycle planning. They don't have any knowledge of 100 years of best practice. Fair enough. But that's what we're going to change. We're We're going to teach them how to take the bicycle seriously as transport, to integrate it into the existing transport system, and taking back a lot of the space that has been given to cars. We're not going with the hard asphalt infrastructure because there's simply no budget for that really in Ukraine, especially if other countries like Denmark are going to pay for the rebuilding of this city. So we're going with a temporary solution with separators that we can bolt into the asphalt to protect the cyclists from cars. Something that is normal in many Ukrainian cities. We see many of these protectors on the streets here, but we're going to go to the next level with it. There are a lot of challenges. It's going to be hard work, but I am confident that this is possible. I have experience in designing post-Soviet cities, and this typology is much the same. So there is a lot of low-hanging fruit for the future of transport in Mykolaiv. Mykolaiv is the city in Ukraine with the least amount of bicycle infrastructure. There are not a lot of cities in Ukraine with an amazing bicycle network at all. But when you are in last place in that club, man, that's a little bit embarrassing. Not very modern at all. This is an example of what we have to deal with in this city. This is actually a brand new bike lane. It's fresh. You might look at that and say, ooh, that's pretty wide, kind of cool. Yeah, but there is no physical separation from the automobiles with these crazy drivers in Ukrainian cities. Because as we all know by now, paint is not enough. It's a hashtag. Paint does not magically repel automobiles from bicycle infrastructure. The other problem here is that it's on a side street. Right? It's like they're keeping cyclists out of sight, out of mind. The Americans do this all the time. Oh, let's make a bicycle boulevard and put them, through a neighborhood, keep them away from the busy car streets because cars have to drive there. Same mentality here in Mykolaiv and in Ukrainian cities. Bike lanes should be on the primary infrastructure where the naturally occurring desire lines for all the citizens are to be found. There's a bike over there. No infrastructure at all on the other side. This is just a one-way route. The slogan here in Mykolaiv as a city is the city on the waves. And this is a proud shipbuilding city surrounded by amazing rivers and blue space. But when you ride this bike lane on the side of the street where the asphalt is the worst, man, you are really surfing some asphalt waves. That is not a good thing. Not prioritizing cycling, not thinking about the safety of cyclists at all. A lot of work to be done. And maybe they should stop spending money on this kind of stuff until we get dug into the best practice cycling master plan for this city. So this is a really cool street. This is the oldest pedestrian street in Ukraine. It is about 75 years old, and kind of weird that they've never really done anything with it. But this is also kind of strange in the cycling context here because behind me is all of a sudden a bike lane, a painted bi-directional bike lane in the middle of a crazy wide pedestrian street. I don't understand the design choice of that. There's nothing on this half, and then all of a sudden it appears here. And there's not really any need for it. And if you did want to do it down the middle of a pedestrian street, you put it in the middle, right? You don't put it off to one side. So there are some quirky things that happen here. There's not a lot of communication between the different departments. There's a big sign up high. Bikes here. Kind of obvious, right? Signs for bikes should be at the level of cyclists, right? Because we know through the studies that we've done that signs that are way up high, nobody sees them. Because you're on a bike, you're navigating, you're looking left and right and ahead and behind. You're not looking up to see what the city wants you to do. Has to be a major adjustment in the height of signage, the style of signage, and again, it's best practice. We know how to design signage for people on bikes. Details. Another example of perhaps the lack of cohesion in the design thinking of bicycle infrastructure in Mykolaiv and many other Ukrainian cities is, they have a painted lane that bi-directional from the pedestrian street kind of ends here, and it does a thing. Don't know what the thing is, and then it comes over here. Over here. And it ends on the curb, and then it starts again over there. So like it just doesn't make any sense at all. What I've learned is that it's two different departments in play here. That's typical in many cities, especially in Eastern Europe, but there's the street department who do the painting and stuff. And then there's the sidewalk and curb department. Totally different group of people. They don't really know each other, perhaps. They certainly don't work together. So the paint people stopped here, didn't really know what to do, and because they did not encroach upon the curb and sidewalk people's department. It's so crazy. And then you come over here, and then there's a bi-directional with some physical separation. Awesome. They have these separators bolted into the asphalt. That's a good thing, but why is it a bi-directional? Because just a bit farther down there, it becomes unidirectional, both sides, and then it becomes bidirectional. Whatever. It's confusing, not a lot of design thinking. What a cycling master plan can do is get everybody into the same room so they all understand the same vision for Mykolaiv as a cycling city. So you avoid these different departments who don't know each other and don't work together. You get everybody at the same table, on the same team, and then we move forward. It's not just design and infrastructure, it is also a cohesive vision for everybody in the city. One thing I've learned in the time in Ukraine is that Ukrainians, man, they are so incredibly resilient. There is no stopping these people. In the middle of a war, in cities around Ukraine, I've seen them paving streets, fixing sidewalks, planting trees, rebuilding bridges with the threat of war right on their doorstep. Yeah, just shrugging it off, going, yeah, we're not going to let them win. We're going to make our cities better, piece by piece, sidewalk by sidewalk, street by street, square by square, in the middle of a war. That is so inspiring for me. And yeah, planning cities for bikes, for the future of transportation in Ukraine is a big part of using the war as an opportunity for positive urban change. And the vibe I get all over this country, cities should be better. Millions of refugees in Europe, they're living in cities where, urban design is pretty good, much better than it is in Ukraine. They are now returning home going, I'm sorry, I just spent a year in Paris or Copenhagen or Stockholm or Barcelona, and why is my Ukrainian city not like that? So there is an expectation that things should get better. There is a groundswell of support for positive urban change from the people who have been outside the country and who are now returning home. So much potential, man. So much opportunity right here in every city in Ukraine. And hopefully we can start with the city of Mykolaiv. Slava Ukraini.